Hi, I'm Rich, and you're watching my channel where we play tabletop RPGs together online. And Intercontinental Group of Awesome is playing. I-95 Games is sponsoring this play of Masks, a New Generation, set in Halcyon City. Masks is by Brendan Conway, put out by Magpie Games, and you should totally get it because it's a super fun game, powered by the Apocalypse RPG, where people are playing young adult superheroes. Notice that we have 3 players right now. Alice will be joining us shortly, but we're going to go ahead and kick it off because we're not sure. He said he had a little bit of kid stuff to take care of, and I didn't want to wait any longer. I'm excited because we have things to do here in issue 8 of Masks Halcyon City, the Halcyon City Guardians, which is our group. So let's reintroduce ourselves to our cast, our main cast here, and then we'll pick things back up. Paul, could you remind us of your character?
I'm playing Viridian, who also Anil Hara, who is the son of the current Magister, the sort of high magician of Halcyon City. As of last session, his father, Magister Justinian, was dealing with some interdimensional golfing issues and had left Anil in charge. And that's reasonably well. Went reasonably well. And we had a party last week, but it was kind of like all the middle part of a John Hughes movie, without the actually. I mean, there was dancing, but whatever. And that's it.
That's it. That's indeed, yes, the international golfing incident, interdimensional golfing incident. It's technically probably the Magister's first vacation since he took on the mantle. Jen, please remind us of the character that you shall be playing today.
Well, I can imagine that Magister Justinian frames his vacation as a deadly battle of wits with the Greensman. But I am playing Ashley Banner, also known as Seraph. Ashley Banner is the daughter of Lydia Banner and Ariel, the angel, making her a half angel who's just trying to make it in this teenage world and do some good, maybe some superheroing. It seems like the thing to do.
Jen, I am curious. I've always meant to ask this. Ashley Banner, last name Banner, was that ever meant as a kind of nod towards Bruce Banner?
I always knew that the connection was definitely there, but no, it wasn't really intended as that. Ashley Banner just rolls off the tongue really well for me. And Ashley seemed like a particularly normal, semi-gender ambiguous name that I wanted to give the character.
No Uncle Bruce.
No Uncle Bruce, unless you want to, because I'm not going to say no. But
well, my suspicion was that it wasn't a nod to Hulk, just because I remember Ashley before when she kind of in a different iteration was
right.
Not angel or comic book related. But I thought I'd ask the question. I was kind of curious.
Yeah.
Jan, please remind us of your character.
Hey, I am playing Marcus Meyer, aka Atlas. He is the Bull playbook, which means that he's was experimented on by the Hanover Institute, and that made him very strong. And 7'5". And yeah, he's still struggling with the sword, struggling with his size, struggling with the Hanover Institute suddenly looming over him. Apparently, they were very keenly aware of the fact that he was missing.
Yeah, they knew he was missing. And while you were worried that nobody was looking for you, it turns out a lot of people were looking for you.
Yeah. Too many.
Good. Good. So in last session, as Viridian mentioned, you guys had a big party. Near the end of the party, as things start to wind down, there was a piece of Project Diffuse that had crawled upon and crawled up Armature and spoken very weakly to her and said, Mama, please help. And so that is the last thing that we saw in the previous issue. It was our big thing, other than the golfing incident. But that's neither here nor there. That's just for the audience. That's just for our readers, not for you guys to have to interact with. For all we know, Magister is dealing with terrible gophers or something like that. So let's pick up with just a little bit of time passing. Armature say that she notified you guys of what had happened and is trying to revive the little piece of Project Diffuse because it had kind of fallen inert. People are headed out. Kids are headed out to the boat to take the boat from Castle Blackstone back off the island, back towards Halcyon City. Is there anyone in particular, Viridian, that you're porting personally? Like my alliteration there. Your consonants.
Yeah, I mean, unless something is hitting the fan, I'll make sure that Ruby gets home directly.
Good deal.
But that's probably it. Aside from my peeps here. Hi, Alex.
Hey, Alex. Man, the beard's looking good. Nice and trim. Mine's all bedraggled. Looks good. Alex, remind us of the character you're playing. I'll bring you up to speed. We just got started.
Yep, I am Anisha, aka Armature, the brain. I'm dealing with an issue that's just called for help, which is my shame. A sentient bomb disposal swarm thing of tentacles. Similar tech is used for my prosthetic limbs, which I lost to a landmine as a child in India. And everyone keeps worrying that I'm going to turn into a mad scientist / a mad scientist.
/R, a mad scientist. That's
yes.
Pretty great. I like that. Yeah, so here we have, as a reminder, in issue 8, Atlas, Viridian, Seraph, and Armature. I normally show that a bit earlier, but here we go. All right. So what had happened just moments ago is that the little piece of Project Diffuse that had come and said, Mama, please help, it fell inert, as if whatever energy or electricity or power source that it had was no longer there, and I just assumed Armature would be working on that. So everyone was dealing with post-party stuff and getting normal students back home, probably since Bridian's got a whole lot going on. Lisbeth would be helping Ashley in breaking down Teenage Gerbil Uprising stuff, and what would Atlas be up to post-party stuff and the breakdowns and the cleanings and all that stuff?
I mean, he's probably going to help with the cleanup, taking down lights or something like that. helping people up to high places.
Nice. I love that. It's like lifting someone by their hips and they go up and they screw things in or clean things. That's great. That's great. Cool. I love it. So armature, you have a very small, like palm-sized little metallic squid, an offshoot, as you have seen many of the things that Project Diffuse can do. It has some kind of AI hive mind, and then there's this one piece you've only seen them kind of break apart and reform, break apart and reform at this point. So the thing seems to have lost power, and but it came to you and asked for help. What do you do?
I think I would start scanning it and trying to figure out. I mean, I don't know what I want to do just yet, but I need information before I make a plan.
That makes sense to me.
So I want to figure out where it's come from. Like, where is it? Are there any mineral deposits, any radiation, anything I can use to get where this has come from? I mean,
cool. Before we go any further, just a thing that I think is important for us to make sure is a milestone out there. Could you please read out your 4 drives, armature?
I currently have one. Only one is active because I need to finish that one before I can.
What was that one?
I believe that something to do with adult superhero. It's outperform an adult superhero.
Okay. Yes, because you've punched someone you probably shouldn't, rejected someone who says you shouldn't be here, and made out with a teammate. So now you just need to outperform an adult superhero.
Just do that.
That's all you have to do. That's great. Good. All right. So as I look at the brain moves that you have, I don't see any that really necessarily work up, unless you wanted to use always prepared to allow you to unleash your powers to figure out what's going on here.
I'm trying to remember if I've had a chance to, if I used anything up last time. Did I make any gadgets?
I don't remember any gadgets being made.
I don't think I did. Okay.
Paul, who pays much more attention than I do, he said no. So I feel pretty confident that you have not made any gadgets.
I will, I will roll plus superior to unleash my powers then.
All right, let's do it.
Hit.
Yeah, exactly hit. So on a 7 to 10 with Unleash Your Powers, on a 7 to 9 market condition, 7 to 10, I meant 7 to 9 market condition, the GM will tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary.
I think I'll mark a condition. I'm currently conditionless, I think. Oh, I'm hopeless.
You are. Oh, is that how you ended up with a 7? Oh, no.
I think I might have avoided that by rolling with superior. So I don't know if I should have a.
It is -2 on Unleash Your Powers. It's -2 on the move. So I think that was a fail.
Yes, okay, then it's a fail.
All right, so that was a fail. The good news is that you get an experience point, which in this game is called potential. And the bad news is that I get to say what happens. And so I'm going to say, oh no, that actually is not necessary. I just realized. So you are able to gently give power to this. I'm going to call it Little Diffuse for now. You can give it whatever name you wish.
Or Little
Diffuse, Little D. I don't know. You spark and give it a little bit of power, but as you do, and it becomes slightly aware and starts to move again. You realize that it is cut off from the whole, from the hive mind itself, and it is dying. There is a very minimal amount of time that this thing has left. And you can see from its processing files, because it's coded in a slightly more advanced version, like you you created the kernel effectively, right? You know the Linux. This is the distro that Diffuse is built on top of it. So you can kind of understand its communication. That this thing volunteered to separate from the hive mind to get to you, knowing that this is the likely outcome for a little Diffuse or a little D.
You're making me feel really bad.
I'm sorry. Do we need the X card? Like I'm checking.
No.
Okay, okay, good.
I'm just saying. No, that's a good making me feel bad about a little tiny nemesis tentacle.
Sweet. So yeah, Lil D slowly becomes aware. I think at this point, Viridian, you're porting away. So you're doing this. I'm going to cut away to you porting Ruby home, and we're back to the sidewalk. And it's a few hours later, and Ruby says, "Hey, that was really fun." She checks her phone because no one has watches. So she checks her phone. I've got like half an hour before curfew.
I'm freezing in character as well as out of character.
I was like, oh no, someone, let me check and see if Paul's been disconnected. That was very good.
I'm trying to think of what a good spot would be. Is there a really tall building somewhere?
Sure. I'm imagining that her house is, if she's local, right? Because she's not a super, so she's probably local to where Hope Prep is. So I'm imagining she lives on North End. And by saying that she lives on North End, there is obviously going to be some stuff near the river, near Wading River, that has larger buildings. So I'm looking right now. 43 is Astro Labs. Oh, maybe you don't want to go to Astro Labs.
Maybe not.
Maybe not Astro Labs. But yeah, there's got to be some bigger.
Basically, the point is I want to port to some place where there's a view of the city.
You could easily port up on top of Halcyon Medical Center. It's nearby. It's like really nearby.
Cool. That's what I'll do then.
Awesome.
And so I still haven't let go of her hand from zip zapping here.
Nice.
And when she says that, I'll just take us up to the roof of the Halcyon Medical Center.
Sweet. And then the next panel that we see is inside their house, of Ruby Fontaine's house, Mrs. Fontaine, looking out the window, seeing you guys port away, and the speech bubble of the father saying, "Honey, what's going on?" And she says, nothing." So there you guys are up on top of Halcyon Medical Center, and she says, "Yeah, I'm never getting tired of this."
Yeah, I still kind of love it myself. And I'll walk closer to the edge so that we can look out kind of over the river and see what boat traffic there is and see the lights.
You can see Mangold Bridge from here. If you turn and look opposite direction, you can look across Liberty Park, which of course has some nice vistas as well, but primarily your focus is around the Wading River. And she's still holding your hand, and she says, "It's like 3 weeks away, but do you have a date for homecoming?"
I hadn't really thought about it until now. Not, until recently, there wasn't anybody I'd have wanted to take. But
yeah,
would you like to go to homecoming with me?
Mm-hmm.
Great. We'll figure out the details, and you can tell me what color corsage to buy or
I've got a whole
whatever.
Pinterest board.
Of course. I chuckle at that, but gently, not like mocking.
Yeah, it comes off that way, and she steps in close and moves in to give you a kiss.
I accept and return it with interest.
Nice. So we'll cut away from there to Lisbeth and Ashley finally finishing up breaking down TGU stuff, and Dimitri's there directing traffic, as it were, because he's the front man. That's his prerogative, or at least that's the prerogative he's assumed.
Yep.
He's like, hey, do you think we could zap this stuff home? Because carrying it in the, I mean, what do you think? You think Green Guy would do that for us, or no?
Feel like Viridian's probably had a pretty good night. You ask him, I'm sure he'll at least be open to it. I mean, come on.
Cool.
I mean, at
Cool,
least
cool.
the drum set doesn't have to leave. And I'm going to carry my guitar back, so piano was here in the first place. There's not a whole lot that we have to really deal with.
It's true. Well, it was a good set. I really wish we'd recorded this. It'd be awesome, like Blackstone on the album cover. Could be a thing. We should totally take advantage of Blackstone, don't you think, Ash?
If we knew somebody who lived here, man, we could probably set something up. But I don't know anybody like that.
Elizabeth's just kind of smirking the whole time. I mean, I guess I'll just talk to V then.
Yeah.
I'll take care of it. I'm the front man, so I gotta set these things up.
I move up to give him a little fist bump.
Nice.
Like, get it, dude.
He takes it and then he starts walking around because he did not realize that Viridian, like he wasn't paying enough attention to see Viridian had popped out. So
yeah, I figure if I encourage Dimitri slowly over time, perhaps the pretend leadership will develop into real leadership.
yes, he moves from Benvolio and Trinculo status to someone who actually does the things that they claim to the mantle of leadership. I like it.
No.
Sweet. So I think I'd like to have Atlas finishing up when Mooncaller, which is Viridian's mother, you know who she is, right? It's not like you guys have had in-depth conversations, but you're well aware of the wife of the Magister, the mother of Viridian. She comes up and says, Atlas, do you have a moment?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I wanted to talk to you a bit, and she heads out of the ballroom, kind of assuming that you follow. And she's average height, right? So a lot of times she's talking to.
I'm probably like hunched down a bit so that I can listen in a bit better. Like, yeah.
I don't wish to be intrusive, but you are a very close friend of my son's, and he relies upon you. With that in mind, I notice that you have a troubling aspect to your aura. Something seems to be bothering you.
I'm guessing this is about the sword.
Well, yes, partially. But it seems also that there is something else. Fragark, the sword is a blessing and a curse. I can tell you what I know of it, but it is very old information.
Okay. He's a bit pushy.
Yes. The answer, or the retaliator, was the sword of Manan and Makalir.
Oh no, did we lose Rich? I think we did.
From there,
There you are. we lost you. Or
You
at
lost
least
me?
I lost you.
okay, cool. I'll repeat. So she says Fragrach is from Irish mythology. It was known as the Answerer or the Retaliator. It is said that when the wielder held Fragrach at someone's throat, they could not lie.
But I think that's kind of ironic because the sword itself lies all the time.
I have found that mythology and truth sometimes are at odds.
Well, I mean, I haven't tried it, so I don't know. It has a bit of a mind of its own.
Do you wish to rid yourself of Fragrach?
I guess it's I don't know. It always feels like he it's like wants to manipulate me into doing all sorts of stuff.
Have you ever spoken with it directly to understand what it wants of you?
I tried.
And it was
Usually
evasive?
dodges the question. Yeah. Is that bad?
It may not trust you, or it may not trust that you would listen.
Well, I don't know actually what it wants. I know what it doesn't want.
And what is that?
Oh, well, there was that bubble over the walk, and it didn't want to be there.
Interesting. Wow.
Because it doesn't want to be trapped. Makes sense, I guess.
It does. Very few individuals do wish to be imprisoned.
I know that.
You say that as if you've had experience.
Yeah, I do.
Is that something you'd like to talk about?
And I guess Atlas is like has a bit of a pained look, and it's like I guess much like Ragnarok. I don't know how much I can trust you.
Understood.
Actually, I would like to try to pierce the mask.
Why? Why don't you?
Because
I
I
think
want
it's
to know
good.
why. Come on.
It looks like Alex froze on us, by the way.
Yeah, and my Roll20 seems to have frozen on me.
No, stop freezing things.
Stop. It's not responding. Okay, I'll reload it. Oh, that's also not working. What the hell? Okay. Opening up
Did it come back
there
yet?
we go. Yep. Now I have to open my character sheets. And I was trying to pierce a mask. Mundane. Seven.
Okay, you get one question from Pierce the Mask.
Let's have a look.
You have the list of questions?
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at it.
Just making sure.
What are you really planning, I guess?
What are you really planning? What Mooncaller is really planning is that she is trying to fortify the members of her son's team because she suspects that as the Magister, even if temporary, all of you will be tested. So she is trying to shore up what she sees as weak points from her brief interactions with each of you.
Okay.
And then she'll say, what if you leave Fragrak with me? If you decide to be free from it, it will be easier for me to sever that bond. And she's using her influence to tell you how the world works effectively.
I think I'll accept it. But I
Okay.
will, like, Atlas will say, like, well, I don't mind trying to give it to you, but like I said, it has a bit of a mind of its own. So, it's also up to it a bit.
We'll see. We will see. So she's going to shift your labels as well.
Yes.
And she is going to shift your freak up because she wants you to be strong and powerful amid the team. And she's going to shift your superior down because she wants you to follow her son's orders because he is the Magister.
Done.
Okay. So let's bring things back together. Armature, you've tried to work on Lil D, glean the information that you can. It's not dead. I'm just saying that, like, the clock is ticking. The clock is X number of hard moves Rich needs to make, most likely. Just like peeling back the curtain and showing you the short dude. So you get that information. You see Mooncaller coming back towards the ballroom with Atlas. It looks like Elizabeth and Ashley have finished packing things up for their departure from Castle Blackstone. What do you do, Armature?
I look around. Is Viridian back?
He is not yet back. Or, you know what? Just for convenience sake, let's say that he ports back now after having handed Ruby off. Probably has a little bit of a smile on his face. Perhaps a bit of lipstick on the collar. We'll see.
I go to Viridian, like, brilliant.
Yes.
I need to get. No, that's not finished yet. No, I need to borrow equipment. I need to get to the Institute. I know somebody there. I can borrow some equipment there. I need to get some analysis done on this quickly. I don't think it has time. And I held up the limp tentacle in my hand. Which, I don't know how easy it is to read that there's an extra thing amongst my tentacle fingers, but
it's sort of perpendicular to your other tentacles.
Yes.
So,
and it's not attached anywhere else.
keeping in mind that the entire time that you were talking, Viridian is actually humming "I Kissed a Girl." He's paying attention to you, but he's kind of in a bliss coma at the moment. So Hanover Institute, where am I taking you?
The Hanover Institute. Just get me to the lobby or something.
Well, come with me, and we go to the little the receiving room, as it were.
Yeah. By the way, as I'm leaving, all the speakers that were just kind of collapse to the ground with a thud as everything kind of recedes back to me.
When one's legs just kind of kick a couple times and then stop.
Yeah, and then it goes poof, and they all return to me, slithering along the ground, like over people's feet,
Atlas,
maybe.
Advantage
like
of being huge
little
dude.
ducklings.
I'm sorry, I cut over you. What were you saying?
Like little ducklings, only creepier.
Much creepier.
Yeah.
Atlas, you heard Hanover Institute from Armature's babbling, and then takes off or walking away. Let him go.
No. No. Like I'll shout after. Like, wait, what was that about the institute?
I need to borrow equipment. What I need isn't finished yet in my with my stuff. I need to borrow something. I need to get. I haven't got much time.
You don't want to go there.
No, I do. I just said. Yeah. I just said that. Oh.
Yeah. Why there?
They've got the equipment.
They also have equipment to make sure that you don't get out of there.
Well, why would they do that? And I've got equipment that will let me get out of there. And Viridian. I can't stop teleporting, so they can't. I assume.
You don't get it. They're dangerous people.
You're dangerous. You can come with us.
Meanwhile, Lisbeth saw this along with Ashley, and Lisbeth says, "That looks serious. Do you need to go? I've got this."
Yeah. I'll text you tonight, okay?
Yeah, and she'll lean and give you a quick kiss and go, "Homecoming."
Already got plans. And then I'm like, do you need me to like ask you in some big ritzy way?
No, just like officially ask me would be good.
Come to homecoming with me.
Okay, done.
Okay. Then we break.
If I see Ashley walking towards us, because my house is kind of geographically inconvenient, I will. I mean, the boat will probably be making a couple more trips, but I will try to catch Lisbeth's eyes and toss her the keys to the van, so that she can, if she's having to deal with the equipment and all that.
Yeah, I imagine her and Young Kim will both handle that stuff, and she's thankful for the. She gives you a big thumbs up. She catches the keys.
So, cool. I wanted to make sure. And then once everybody's together, Atlas can tell us why we shouldn't do what we're about to do.
Yeah, I'm still going like, they're dangerous. I don't want to go there. You don't want to go there. You shouldn't go there. Actually, I'm going to. make a move out of this.
Oh, I was about to, but I'm happy with that.
I guess Pierce the Mask is most appropriate.
I buy it.
And you're my rival, so and I have influence over you, so I get a +2 tomorrow. Here's the mask. 2 submits.
Oh, I had forgotten you had insecure. That rejection would have been really tough for you, but luckily you're okay.
It's a 9.
Wow.
So the question I want to ask is, how could I get your characters to not go there?
I would have to know why it's important to you. I think just saying it's important is not enough when it's also important for me to do what I'm doing. I need to know. I need some why. So I'm psyched ahead towards the entrance chamber, whatever it's called.
Cool, yeah, so we have the big stone gargoyle, and this is the chamber where you guys would port out. And yeah, Atlas, you know.
Anisha.
All right, let's see how this goes.
Anisha, they kept me. They helped me there. They kept me locked up after they made me this way.
To make sure it was okay, that there was no side effects.
They kept me for too long. There was no side effects. Well, I mean, of course there were side effects, but they wouldn't let me. They wouldn't let my family visit. There wasn't any contact. I couldn't go anywhere. I had to break out.
Who was this? Was this like a secret project that somebody was running off books?
I suppose. I don't know.
Who was? Who was running the project?
Or do you have a name for me, Rich?
Dr. Solace should be the person you interfaced with.
Then I'll say that.
Did she do this to you? And she kept you?
I mean, I know that I'm supposed to be grateful because they cured me. Before this, I was in a wheelchair, but I think they wanted to use me or something.
Okay. Change plan. Okay, I don't know if I have time. I have to build what, but I'm gonna have to build what we need. Anil?
Yes.
Change your plan.
Okay.
Get me to my aunt and uncle's shop. I might need some help.
Okay. Are we all going, or just you and I?
I look to the others.
Have I even been there before?
Not in play, I don't think.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, this is a recent Sanctuary purchase, so I definitely think this is a new introduction for at least Ashley. You've mentioned it to Atlas, but that was in last session, so I think this is the first time anybody's seen it. There's a
Well,
question.
I'm talking about the shop.
I've been to the shop for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Atlas may have, or at least because it's close to his family's.
I think I was there once, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, actually it'll be like, I've never even been to your family shop. I'd love to at least see it. And frankly, when you get what you need to get out of this little noodle here, we'll probably have something to do.
I think so. It came calling for help. And I don't know what that means. And that's scary. I need more information. Neil?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think you just go. Like, I don't really want to put that to unleash your powers. I'm happy with you guys getting there. It's not like you have to rush or anything along those lines.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I'll just, I'll tell everybody to grab on to a shoulder or elbow or something, and then we'll go.
Now, there's a question on the table from chat that I wanted to deal with real quick. Is a question that is Dr. Solace, the woman you saved when your team first came together. It's been a bit, so that's why I want to throw it out there. I know the brains when our team first came together was how you guys explained the communication devices that you currently use, something lasting and beneficial for the whole team.
I ask primarily because in the Janice's question of when our team first came together,
right,
we saved the life of something important. And on my sheet, it's Dr. Jocelyn Soler, a CEO/tech wizard type crucial to the Hanover Institute. So it's
okay. There we go.
That I butterfingered.
I think there was been a bit of
so long. Like, I actually found 2 entries for that NPC of Solus and then Solace spelled a different way. So
I've heard it said different ways between everyone. So when it
well,
I think I'm going to go with what Jen wrote because.
Well, I think Solus works really good, and I'm going to save it to that. But SOLAS is the new canon.
Sounds good to me, and I will. There we go.
Put her down in the NPCs of note sheet.
She is in there. I'm just updating her.
Cool.
So that she looks more like what you've written. All right, CEO wizard type, crucial to the Hanover Institute of Technology, important sponsor. And updated. Sweet. Thank you for that question. All right. Soulless. I didn't even see Jan's thing until just now. So, you guys had this conversation. You remember the Dr. Solace thing. And where do you guys zips up to? Are you going to Hanover or are you going to the workshop? You're going to the workshop, right? But
well, I told Anil to get us to the shop. So
we're going to the shop.
Okay.
Cool. And I think my general thing would be I don't tend to pop inside of other people's spaces.
That's true.
So we'll be right outside the door.
As soon as we arrive, I don't know if I get greeted or anything, but I just go straight up the stairs without explaining anyone who's behind me.
Sweet. Yeah, you come in. There are, of course, a few people who are in the shop. Your aunt is behind the counter, and she calls out, "Unisha!" And you.
I'll actually hang back and say, got to click through. And are you Mrs. Upal?
Am.
Hi.
Hello.
My name's Ashley Banner. I go to school with Anisha sometimes when she's doing high school anything at Hope Prep.
Yes, we are very, very proud of her for agreeing to go, because we know that the classes don't challenge her, but the social opportunities are valuable. She's mentioned you before. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Sorry. We had something come up, and well, you know way better than me what she's like when she's focused on a problem, right?
Would you like a drink? This is like a convenience store kind of bodega type deal. So she'll walk over and like open up this big cooler with a bunch of different bottled drinks.
I would be really happy to just have some tap water. That would be fine.
No. A friend of Anisha, not going to have tap water. Hold on. Here. And she will get like a little bottled water, and she'll bring it over. She even pulls off the cap and hands it to you.
Well, I mean, now it's open. Thank you very much. Well, it was nice meeting you. Thank you for hosting us, and I see you in a while, I guess.
Okay, you're very welcome to come back anytime, Ashley. I'm glad that Unisha finally brought you here.
Thank you.
Then Neil.
You're muted, Paul.
I think I followed Unisha up the steps, so I would have waved. But
okay, cool. Yeah, so that's good. And what about Atlas? Atlas bars through like an Atlas like in a China shop.
No, he doesn't. He sort of like he's probably like brushing the ceiling, and so he has to walk a bit carefully anyway.
And this is one of those places where like all of the aisles are really, really tight. So I think you kind of have to walk sideways.
Yeah, and he'll just awkwardly make his way through, and then go, Mrs. Upal.
And she slips around the counter and comes and picks up all the little pieces of things that you've knocked off of, display parts in the aisle. Says nothing about it. So we pick up with the four of you in the workshop. Do you want to give us a quick, what is the new Doctor Who-ish space here of your wonderful workshop?
I mean, it's the attic. It's kind of angled with like the beams. Yeah, and there's like about half the room is boxes with supplies and stock for the shop, and then the other half is now just some sort of pulsating machine. You might not know what it is, but it's the generating power for a door that's just freestanding, normal looking door, except for the actual frame, which is this sci-fi nonsense with cables and lights. I open the door and sort of through. You kind of get a kind of maybe not intense bright white light, but a kind of wall of white lights that's kind of it's not too painful to look at, but there's a bit of glare.
I follow. I have not been in the magic bubble before.
It's almost like magic.
Indistinguishable from, one might say.
One might. What do we see on the panel when Ashley walks in and sees this wonder?
It is
What do we see on the what?
What do we see on Ashley's face? Like, what's the expression we see? What's her reaction to seeing the scientific wonder that is this?
She's awestruck. Totally.
And to give a description of it again quickly, it's a sphere. You're inside a sphere that is comprised of the kind of tentacles that she works with, and they're kind of slightly moving, writhing. And there's a thing about a question. Anyway, it's slightly writhing, and I think you occasionally get gaps through this into just void. Just endless void. And the cables come out from the sides of the sphere and like hold platforms with equipment. There's like just a small bed and a desk light on one thing, and there's one with a supercomputer. There's one platform that's just got a table full of tools and half-built things, and and they're all just slightly moving. And as you come in, I think little platforms all are lifted up by tentacles and go and form like a little stepping stone to the nearest platform.
I love that. That's so wickedly Escher-esque in a weird way. Sweet. So you guys are in this sanctuary, this magical place, which, if I remember correctly, Anisha potentially had mentioned Atlas. You've been wanting to move out of your house, so that is a thing that's on the table as well.
Yeah, there's a little pile of things that are like reinforced furniture. Just kind of, they're all like very just slotted together into like almost a cube that's just off to one side. But again,
they're all at like
unpacked.
plus 35% scale for a 7.5 foot tile.
Exactly. And I go to the table and start maybe trying that roll again to make something to get a good analysis.
I buy it. And don't forget, you guys are you do have one team, which is out there. You started with it. So yeah, that's out there and available to you.
And yes, I roll that.
Well, hold on a sec. Do you want to get some comfort or support before you go into this?
Might be a good idea. I definitely look agitated and maybe in need. I'm like, I think when I get to the tools, I'm like,
I'll gladly.
Nothing's in the right place. I bet Hassie was in here. I told him it was off limits. Like, no.
You seem stressed. Are you okay?
Well, no. I made a thing. I thought it was a bad guy. Now I don't know. Call him Mum. That doesn't make any issues. Of course. Now it's calling for help. Do I help it? Do I kill it? I
think so. I think you're doing the right thing by trying to help. Maybe if you show it kindness, it won't be so bad anymore.
Roll the comfort or support. I love it.
Right. I can't. Let's do it again, of course. Where's my sheets? Oh, come on, close again. Comfort or support. Monday. There's 2. It's a 9.
Cool. On a hit, they hear you. You can mark potential, clear, condition, or shift labels if you open up, which I think you kind of did. So I'm good with that. felt like it was set up very well.
Okay.
And I mark potential on hits because you're my rival.
Yes, you helped your rival. Look at all this rival. Look at all this potential. So much potential.
Do you want to nudge to a 10 so that you can maybe clear a condition as well, Atlas?
That's probably a good idea, yeah.
All right, cool. Ashley will perk up from like holding on to the edge of one of the platforms and like peeking over it.
Oh, it totally opened the surface downwards, if we can call it downwards, opens up for a second and you can see again into the void beneath you.
It's real cool. But yeah, she hears this kerfluffle going up and stands and walks over and just says, hey, yeah, Atlas is right. Take a deep breath.
Okay.
We're behind you on this. Okay. And yeah, spending that team.
That knocks it up to a 10, which means that you can clear that other condition from Atlas. Good use of teamwork. Way to go, team. You're currently at a team pool of 0, but once you enter battle against a dangerous foe, we'll go through that and potentially you'll get some more.
Okay, I am going to... Oh, actually, should I be using my Sanctuary
Yes,
as a move?
definitely.
Then you need to tell me
Yeah.
what things that would be under the Doomed.
Yep, I'm looking at it right now. All right, the GM, when you call upon the resources of your sanctuary to solve the problem, say what you want to do. What do you want to do? Just unclear.
I want to know if there's any evidence of something that's danger that's happened to this, you know, some damage or something that's happened to this, and where the rest of it is.
Ooh, okay. GM will give you 1 to 4 conditions you must fulfill to complete your solution. Let me take a glance over these.
While you're looking, I just have to get this out of my system because I've been wanting to do it for a session and a half now. Sanctuary. Okay, I'm done now.
Dang it, that was good. I think you'll need to mark 1 box on your Doom track. Oh, wait.
My shame track?
Your shame track. Shame, shame, shame. No, I think I'm going to be terrible and say you need help from Dr. Solace. There are some parts that you know Hanover Institute has that you need to access. And, I mean, you could steal it. Or you could talk to Dr. Solace. And so, yeah, that is what you need.
I'm like realizing this as I kind of tinker and like look at what equipment I do have on hand. Glance at Atlas. Ashley? Anil? Can I... Atlas, do you want to see the room? The stuff I built?
Yeah, I think he's already sort of looking over the furniture.
Yeah. So, yeah, like, as soon as he's... I mean, I know I'm not being subtle, but as soon as he's, like, not looking that way, I, like, literally yank everyone else closer to me. Like, he's, like, tugged over. Like, okay, I do need something from Dr. Solace. I don't feel like asking her. I don't want to. If Atlas doesn't want to go,
Yeah, he shouldn't
It's
have
not
to
right
go
to-
back there if
no.
he's not ready. No. I always kind of knew that something squirrely was going on, but yeah.
Yeah, I just assume. I don't know. Not that. I mean, I've gone to for help and stuff. I'm not asking again.
I'll take you where you need to go.
I think I'm thinking through my mental map and see if would I be able to get coordinates for the room where I last saw the equipment that I needed? Is it like equipment specific that I would know that I need, or is it stuff I need to ask her?
I like it
Flash
if you know
break
you,
into a computer.
you need the PQ38 modulator. I'm glad I got a chuckle out of Jen on that.
As long as it's not a space modulator.
And your question was, do you know the exact coordinates of where in the Hanover Institute it is? You do. However, doing that means he will most assuredly need to unleash his powers, but doing his normal polite way of just going to the front of Hanover Institute, I won't make him roll.
Neil, if I give you the exact coordinates, can you get me exactly there?
It's more about you visualizing it than I don't have built-in GPS, but it's more about how strongly you can have a sense of place that I can follow along. So you'll be driving, I'll just be the engine.
You said a role was involved. Whose role?
Oh, well, he's unleashing his powers, so that
Yeah, I think it's still my role.
Okay.
But
yeah, it's still yours.
So I can definitely help out if needed.
all right,
Oh,
So we
so
roll
gadgets?
and then find out what, and then bio.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds fun.
okay, here we go.
Promise you will not end up in Orange Julius.
They're closed.
Not with that roll. Dang. That's pretty sweet.
Yes, that is a 12.
Okay, cool. So you guys...
Could I add just one thing? I imagine that teleporting from inside the bubble to another, because technically it's to another reality, would feel weird in some way. I don't know what it would do to your magic, but just that it would feel odd or different.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And Atlas gets left behind?
We're not putting him through that. I don't think we've told him.
Oh, yeah. So what we have is you guys huddling together for a moment, and then you wink out of existence. We have the cool green signature, like of where you guys were, the negative space of where you were, and then Atlas, you look around from your cubicle room and you see that you're all alone. And yeah, what's the reaction from Atlas when you see that they've abandoned you?
Guys.
Nice.
And then there's probably a
Aw.
Realization. Yeah.
It's like a big puppy. We have reached the staple we're going to take is 36 after or 24 till. Let's go ahead and take an 8-minute break or so, and we'll see you guys in 8-ish minutes. So
See you soon.
54. But
Yeah, I know.
it's just a piss take.
It's true, though.
No, I believe you.
I might go out to the park after this and do some target practice.
Still can't do the throwing boiling water in the air and turn to snow yet.
Oh,
Someday.
Yeah.
maybe Tuesday.
Yes. I want to know what the forecast is.
Check Tuesday specifically.
Tuesday specifically. Oh, wait a second, it's on Fahrenheit. I was going to say it ain't going to be 18 degrees. Tuesday is just well, no, the low is minus 14. But the rest of the week is way warmer. There's minus 2 tomorrow, high of minus 2. The next highest high is minus 6.
Gross.
So yeah. So, yeah. And that's my weather report.
Nice. I actually got a tent for myself yesterday, which I'm not going to camp in the winter because fuck that. I'm a small-bodied woman and I get too cold, but I'm excited. Used to camp a bunch when I was a kid because when you are poor, camping makes for a great cheap vacation.
True.
I don't camp.
Yeah, I'm like one of 4 people. Jan, what was that? Sorry.
Neither do I. That's
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, I'm like one of 4 of my friends who camp. Who knows, maybe I can entice one of my fellow camping friends to come with me. But companionship or not, I'm going to do some sort of bicycle tour / camp thing this year.
I've cabined this year, not tented.
Cabining can be really fun. There's a big cabin culture in Michigan, actually. So a lot of families will have a small cabin out in the woods or near one of the lakes.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of people who have it in Norway.
That's cool. And like different family cabins have all these different like layouts and things and traditions. So it's very fun to sort of see that shake out.
Sorry,
Welcome back.
I got caught up, and I kept saying, I need to go. And I got one more thing to death, so I apologize. I did not manage that conversation as I had originally intended. So it's 8 degrees Celsius here since we're doing the
-2.
It's actually cold here. Like we're here, it's cold. It's
My heart bleeds for you,
right? It's all in comparison to what you're used to, guys.
Yeah.
No, -14 is just always cold. I don't care what your perception is.
True. Yes.
Celsius.
Wait, that's what it's in Norway. It's -14.
Yes.
Holy cats! That's the one thing about using the Roll20 is that I can't port over the amazing convert to metric thing that Paul had created for our Monster of the Week game. I use the crap out of that thing. I miss it still because I am terrible. Good.
We'll do this for you.
So you guys are traveling interdimensionally. So when you travel interdimensionally, it's different than a normal teleportation. Paul, help me, because I feel like this is kind of Viridian's thing, but I'm imagining when you're on the same plane in teleportation, what does that feel like? Does it even have a feeling? Is it instantaneous? It's just you folded space, you're in one place, now you're in the other?
I think when it's not interdimensional, right? That what you're basically doing is like one of the ways that people talk about a wormhole. And so basically what I'm doing is sort of mentally folding the piece of paper and then just punching a hole through so that the two dots line up. So there may be a brief moment of sensation, but it's just a brief moment of like the in-between time is negligible.
Is it like resistance?
Yeah, it's sort of like pushing through a firm soap bubble or something like that.
So glad I asked, because that is a much cooler explanation than I would have imagined. Now, that's intradimensional, right? So interdimensional is when you're traveling between the dimensions. So the effective pocket dimension that was created by Armature on purpose or by accident, and now traveling on purpose, traveling through that into your home material plane. What's different about that, or what are some of the dangers? Is this a thing you've done before? I guess the first question.
Well, I've done it at least once because it's how we got out of Nemo's sanctuary.
That's true. That's true. Cool. And
So
I don't think we made a big deal out of it there.
we didn't talk about it then, but what I imagine is that there's it's sort of multiple steps, and it's probably the first bit is probably a little freaky because there are lots of dimensions, lots of different planes that sort of coexist, layered over and around and under each other. But there has to be at least a metaphorical space that contains them all in order to travel between them. And so we're going to, there's an intermediate stage where for a brief period of time before I sort of reel us back into our home plane, where you're seeing all sorts of, it's like maps printed on transparency material, lying on top of each other, and they line up in various ways and don't line up in other ways. And that's a flatland explanation of a fourth or fifth dimensional phenomenon, but everybody's brain interprets it a little differently. But there is an intermediate stage where it's, let's just say there's a lot to take in for a moment before I snap us to where we want to be.
Nice. It reminds me of the video that Jen had linked us the one time about the 10 dimensions. That was a really interesting, mind-bending video. Cool. So as you guys are in that in-between space, it is a heartbeat long, but feels longer. And in that intervening moment, Ashley, or are you still appearing as Ashley? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really had time to change or do anything like that.
Just checking. Just checking. Ashley, you see in this space and recognize another person. It's Sophia or Safia, the girl from a while back who you saved her life. And she is holding hands and moving with purpose with a person that Armature you would recognize as a prisoner in the Spike by the name of Cypher, who is a tech whiz and is not on the level of technocrat, who is by far the strongest technologist in the Spike, but his ability to decrypt is preternatural, and his ability to kind of work through machine languages, and I kind of see him as very similar to Cypher in the New Mutants. Maybe that's where I stole it from, verbatim, but he isn't quite as dead meat.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah.
Yeah, you see the two of them, and there's just a moment for you to see them. Safia doesn't see you. She seems like she's concentrating. She's moving through it, but Cypher sees the three of you guys moving through. And Armich, you recognize them, or you recognize him, and then Viridian, you make note of that, but it's all part of like you're driving, and you see that there's a couple of passengers or a couple of like jaywalkers, right? And you move around them effectively. And then the three of you are standing in a I'm imagining the place where the PQ-38 modulator is kept is a very secure storage area. So it's quite very clean. All of the crates are perfectly organized, and they're all upon row of like those 5-tier what's this, like storage bin type deals. I can't even, shelves. Thanks the word. Holy crap. Like those freestanding storage shelves that you can use to line a big open poured concrete space, except that this is pristinely clean. And you see that there are several little drones that are hovering around in the air that will soon be aware of your presence. And the three of you have arrived. What do you do?
Do you think these drones would be susceptible to that tech that I created a long time ago, and we've not really used that much? Blocking us from recording, and or would this count as something else?
I think since that was part of your how our team came together deal, it should. Right? Is it a thing where you will it to be? Isn't that how we phrased it before?
Yeah. I think it was I think I would like activate it and just like, because everyone else would have the ability to do it. I think I could override theirs and force it to happen, but I would. No. I would just force it and override it there, so they would suddenly go off the grid.
There we go. There's the armature we know.
Yeah.
It's Steve Jobs. Good decision making. So the drones pass overhead. There's one of those like laser spray kind of scanners that pass over the three of you, and it continues along on its little track. And we'll say it's like a red color, right then, so it offsets Viridian's green.
We're off the grid now. It's fine.
Okay, that's great.
I know you can talk, unless there's people outside.
Yeah, let's still keep it down because these places usually have guards.
So get what you need, and let's get out.
Over the comms, you guys, all three of you hear Atlas.
Guys, you better not be where I think you are.
We needed drinks. Do you think he bought it?
No.
Oh. Oops. We're going to be back real quick. We just,
Better be.
Okay, Armature, less talking, more robbing, please.
Yeah. I kind of do the kind of running your fingers over a list of, like records, that kind of thing, but way more spread out as I'm like glancing over and multiple tentacles are all kind of running over all the barcodes and things.
I think you are trying to assess the situation.
Yes. I think I am.
We cut back to a panel of Atlas just suiting up.
Assess the situation. Is cybernetics involved in this at all?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's my thing. Yep. Okay. It's cybernetics. I get a. What do I get? I may ask a follow-up question to whatever questions I get.
Did you roll? I didn't.
I just did now.
Oh, okay. Good.
A 9.
All right. On a 9er, you get to ask one question.
Well, how can we best end this quickly, which is having the thing?
Yeah. So you are able to quickly figure out the filing system. It's made to be easily understood and cross language barriers based on a variant of the metric system. So it's not a Dewey Decimal type deal. It's a custom build for typing and cataloging. And you are able to find the PQ38 modulator with a minimal amount of effort. During this heavy action and frenetic movement by Armature, Ashley, what are you doing?
I mean, my instinct is to stay out of the way and not bother with anything, but also I'm looking for exits and
as you guys are there, frankly, it's like long kind of football field type warehouse. You see it's a heavily automated warehouse. You see a few large robots that are placing crates and moving crates and filing through those drones continue on. There is an egress on the opposite side of the warehouse on the left and right hand side. And it looks like this is a place where they move things for long-term storage, keep it clean enough to where scientific devices could be held here, pulled out with a moment's notice and used. And this is a highly expensive, very automated environment.
I'm going to take some photos.
Nice. What is Viridian doing?
Mostly staying out of the way. Thinking the words "hurry up" really loudly.
With the thought bubble. Hurry up.
Yeah, but I don't think Viridian's doing anything in particular except keeping the engine warm.
Sweet. So the last piece of information I'll give you, I know you've got a follow-up question, but I'll just give you this one free of charge. You're aware with the level of automation here and kind of working within the filing system that the PQ38 modulator's disappearance will only go for so long. Like it will be discovered unless you are able to replicate a a perfect manufacture of it. It's which if you could, then you wouldn't be here.
Mm. I think the other question I would like to ask is, no, I think it's a simple one. Did we switch on the kind of cloaking tech in time to not have evidence other than the missing thing?
Other than the missing thing, you had the forethought
to
flip that on in time. So you just have the ticking time clock of at some point they're going to realize that one piece of their inventory is not there.
I got it. I say to Neil.
I signal Ashley over, and
Yep. I hurry right over.
I'm not going to take us back into the sanctuary bubble, but I will take us to, that attic room so that we can walk through the door again.
Can I just make a slight edit that we have to walk through the shop again with no explanation of why we're outside again?
Yes.
Perfect.
That
So
sounds funny to me.
I'll take us to the same spot as before, just outside the door.
Nice.
Sweet. So 3 of you poured out, and we see all of the file boxes where everything was before at the Hanover Institute, and a couple of steps over, there is one untouched file box that says on a label of a couple of the files, Atlas Project. So you guys pop in just outside of the workshop. You work your way through.
Who saw that?
What?
Who saw that, or was that just a panel?
That was just for the readers.
A sneaky panel.
It's just for the readers. You guys wanted to hurry up.
It's true.
Just for the readers.
Oh, I wasted my question.
It's just for the readers. I'm afraid you wasted your question. Anyway, so you guys head through the is a gate. Hello again. Heading on through. Another water, Ashley?
No, I'm good. I'm still working on the first one. Thank you.
I smile and nod.
And she mutters in Pakistani something about the Pakistani version of Deja Vu. And you guys come back in, and there is Atlas completely suited up.
I think he's just leaving the room as you want to enter, so it's probably like bumping into each other and like.
Oh.
I guess I try and duck aside quickly.
So I guess it's a Neil that actually, staggers backwards after running into the brick wall.
I'll catch a Neil.
He just he only emits a low rumble in response.
I just little slight shame face. Sorry, we've got the thing, so.
I turn back into the room and don't say anything.
All right. So you plug in the PQ38 modulator, you're able to bring up things online and juice Lil the fuse. It wriggles a few times and then pops up on all of its little squid-like mechanical legs, and see a pair of little red eyes look around, and then it looks right up at you and says, Mama.
Can we switch to Unisha?
I'm recording this. I'm taking video of this, by the way.
It kind of reaches out and starts to scramble slowly across the table towards you.
I kind of like hesitate for a second and put my hand out for it to climb up.
Cool. It does, and it wriggles its way up your arm, across your forearm, your bicep, your shoulder, and it speaks loud enough for everyone to hear, but it seems like it really wants to be close to you.
Where is the rest of Project Diffuse?
As of 7 hours, 36 minutes, and 26 seconds ago, the majority of Project Diffuse was under the control of the cousin of Anil Ahara and the cousin of yourself, Unisha.
Okay. So it's parallel her seat and your cousin, Neil. Where exactly are they? Coordinates.
It rattles off coordinates which you recognize very quickly, bring up on the map of Halcyon City is at Port Regal. Port Regal is on the southeastern side of the city, above Lake Mackenzie near the Great Bay, and it is west of Lonely Point and Blackstone Island.
Is that like commercial docks, or is that like yachts and things?
Oh, thank you for the pokey thing. I got to remember to do the blue thing. That's a really good idea. It was the red, but thank you for that. It is not actually in the commercial. It's not on the docks per se. It's on the warehouses that are half the block away.
Okay.
You can kind of dial in through some kind of SATCOM, and you can see the actual warehouse that you have the coordinates from. Little D.
We have a location. Don't know what to do with that.
Well, we could go there and rumble them.
Anil, you receive a text message.
I read the text message.
It's from Mooncaller. It says, "Son, your cousin has arrived. I am entertaining her."
Your cousin has arrived? I track information that's happening inside my sanctuary.
Simple cellular phones with their textual messages.
I just text back in okay or something like that, but that will clearly be a trap.
Do they know what she did last time?
Yes.
Are they safe?
Probably not.
Nope.
So we have two possible targets. I mean, my mother can take care of herself, but was it Kavita? Is that the name we picked, Rich?
It is Kavita. Have I stuck her? I should have stuck her in the NPC's note. But let me. Yep, she is Anil's cousin, a powerful magic user in her own right. Thinks she should take Anil's mantle.
I have to deal with this. I wonder. I know that I know, Unisha, you have priorities of your own. So,
Well, whatever's happened with Project Fuse is tied up with
Kavita.
Kavita and her seat.
So, back to the castle.
Back to the castle.
I'm not going to teleport us into the building because there's only one place you can come out.
And she would know.
And she would know. So I can take us to the boat dock.
Okay. I would quickly resupply my stock for always prepared. Grabbing some equipment and stuff.
And just to conserve energy, I'm going to ask that we walk out of the bubble so we don't have to dimension hop.
Yeah, actually, that could be a policy outside of emergencies.
Yes, I'm good with that. I don't care
Okay.
for it much.
Okay.
I assume I've still got the...
Am I the only person who saw Safia and a dude in orange jumpsuit?
Cypher. Yeah.
Safia. Yeah. Oh,
Safia and
Cypher.
Cypher. Yeah.
We have similar names. Huh.
You are not the only person that saw them.
Okay, cool. I'm not losing my mind.
What?
I didn't see them.
Yes. It's because you were checking out your new recliner. But all will be well, and all manner of things will be well. And I lead the way out the door.
Cool. I'm just going to warn you guys, you may occasionally hear the things you may be hearing right now. My dog has a squeaky toy, and he will absolutely go at it. He goes down for a brief period until you play with him, and my son's playing, I believe, Just Cause 3, so maybe ignoring the dog.
Okay.
Just crackers. He is like relentless with this thing until he gets what he wants. Cool. So pop, and you are on the boat dock.
I get changed real quick.
Cool. Do you change pre-teleportation or post? You change once you get to Blackstone, so you're out of eyesight of most?
Yeah.
Sounds awesome. There's like a little Wonder Woman music cue. You rotate around a little bit. Their wings sprout out.
Yeah. There might be sparkles.
I am.
Sorry, I really like that song. And the transformation sequence is the best. Sweet. And yeah, here you are. You guys know because you've been up this way before, just recently, stairs that you need to take, and now you're going to come into Castle Blackstone. When you first arrive after Ashley turns into Seraph, there is a slight tremor at the boat dock. You actually see a little bit of chop in the waves.
What does the sky look like?
The sky looks fine. No problems whatsoever. Looks clear.
I get into the air right away.
Nice.
I start scanning for tech other than mine.
Oh,
There shouldn't be anything else, according to some behind-the-scenes chat. And I think they had a VHS. I think that was all on the island. So
yes, there's just home video of you and Mama. It's still on your shoulder, by the way.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, if you want to assess the situation, since you're looking for technology, I think that, or no, Unleash Your Powers feels like the better.
Yeah.
Here. I like that better.
Okay.
Who's the leader right now? Might be relevant.
By the way, because I'm specifically looking for Hasit's powers and ability tech, and I actually do have influence on him.
Oh,
Or
yes,
seat
then.
number 2.
Yes,
Do I
you
get a
do.
bonus?
Yes, you should get that benefit.
Okay.
Who's the leader right now? Kind of feels like you might be entering into battle, so let's go ahead and get that.
Not it.
There's lots of. Well, I feel at least that Anil and me have a lot more in the game in this current situation, but that doesn't always translate to being the leader.
This is Anil's territory.
Yes, I think territory and the whole Kavita thing.
I will take it, but I don't have to have it. I will be the last person to take a step backwards off the line. So I am the leader, I guess.
Okay, I'm not chuckling at you guys. It's the dog toy, man. I muted it, but I just heard my son go, "Chitty, please get another toy." Because what he'll do is he'll get right in your face with it. It's this pencil. It says "doggone smart" on it. It's pretty great. All right. Do you have influence over every teammate?
I have to double check.
I think so.
I also have to increase the size. I do not have influence over Atlas currently.
Okay, if everyone has the same purpose in the fight, seems like it, but I just want to double check.
Yeah, because we've dealt with these before. So even if we don't have the same individual purpose, I think kicking their ass is a common goal.
All right, that gets you to 3 team. And does anyone mistrust the leader?
Nope.
Are you guys ill prepared or off balance?
Not really.
We know who we're dealing with. We know the location. I think we're not off balance.
All right, so you guys are sitting at 3 team. Good work. So what is the result of your roll?
10.
Oh, great. So with a full hit and knowing Hazit's like the power signatures of his technology, also knowing Project Diffuse and having a piece of Diffuse here, it is underneath you. You feel the technology, like the waves coming off of the communication ray directly underneath your feet.
Can I get an idea that he's in the suit or not? Or the suit's here? Like his...
Yes, the suit is here.
Hey, he's beneath us.
You guys are on the dock. Like beneath you is water.
Is there rooms beneath here? You did.
No, I mean, Rich just said that there's water beneath here.
Yeah, there's
a place for a person to be in an unsuited or not swimming kind of way. It would have gone up recently.
Yes. I suggest we get off the dock.
Yeah, I offer to take Anil with me when I lift off.
Nice. Okay. They leave you behind again, Atlas. You like that? Is it good?
Well, I mean, it's just running 20 yards or so.
Fair enough. You guys get off the dock, no problem. And the rumbling increases a little bit, and then it starts to dissipate. It starts to settle down a little. As if whatever was beneath you is moving.
Did I get a feel for like direction as well as location?
Yeah, but below you and moving in, like it came from under the bay or through the bay and effectively has gone past you underneath Castle Blackstone.
He's burrowing in through the foundations.
Oh.
Where would he come to first? Do I get a feel of how low?
Get a feel that it's probably just beneath the bay itself, where they're not swimming, but they haven't gone so far down they have to deal with any like extremely calcified sediment or
beneath
layers of the earth.
beneath the water level, at least.
Your family seems like the type to have a dungeon.
There are catacombs. I would imagine there might be a dungeon, but there also, if you remember, we established in previous session that is also where the map room is.
Yes. Well, we can't stop it if we can't see it right now. So I guess that means getting in the house and getting downstairs.
Ashley makes this, well, Seraph makes this sort of disgusted face and says, I could maybe dive for it.
What did you say?
I could
lost-
dive for it. If I get enough air and momentum, I can get down pretty far.
So to be clear, Rich, it's no longer in the water, right?
Correct. It from
It is
what Armature was able to get. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's tunneling towards the center of the island.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I didn't know if it was tunneling at like Bugs Bunny speed or what.
It's moving at the clip of like 40 miles an hour.
Okay.
So it's not bullet speed, but it's going at a pretty good clip.
Also,
yeah, I wish we could. We lose so much tactical advantage inside with Seraph. I would like to think that there's a way to draw them out, but
We'll do what we got to do. Just because I can't fly doesn't mean I can't help.
I know. But so let's just go in and go downstairs.
Cool. And I imagine this conversation all takes place as you guys are traversing up the stairs, very quickly moving towards the front doors. You enter Castle Blackstone. It's the long hallway with all of the armored suits and the pictures of the many maguses or magacies. I don't know, magi. Maybe Rich pluralized correctly. The mini magi of the history of the Magister of Halcyon City, and a couple rooms later, you see sitting down having tea with your mother is Kavita, and she's dressed in a beautiful Indian gown, a lot of filigree, very bright colors. She looks very proper, like she's shown up for tea is what it looks like. And she drinking a little bit of tea, and she looks over and she sees you guys have come in, and she smiles and takes a little sip of her tea.
What are you doing with Project Diffuse?
Oh, I'm sorry, what's that? She smirks a little.
It's what your partner in crime has tunneling through the island right now.
Oh. I think you're piercing her mask at this point, because you get a feel as she didn't think you knew.
I don't have influence over her.
You do not.
It's a 7.
Nice. You get one question.
Uh-huh. Here I am. What are you really planning? Seems like a good choice.
she smiles and says, I'm going to show you, my dear cousin, what you need to be doing with the power that you've been given. And what she's really planning is something to do with the map room. And you feel energies start to shift and warp in Castle Blackstone as she says so. And your mother also becomes aware of that and starts moving her fingers very quickly as if she is trying to attempt a counterspell. What do you do?
I don't want to play her game. So I do the thing that she is least going to expect me to do, which is I walk up and I punch her in the face as hard as I possibly can.
That is awesome. Please directly engage the threat.
Yeah, I'm trying to go orthogonal to her way of thinking. That is a miss unless someone wants to help me punch my cousin in the face. No one wants
Could
to.
I wrap my cabling around his arm to kind of I add to and slightly navigate it?
That sounds pretty crazy. Yes, you could do that if you want to spend that team pool, and then that will knock it down from a 3 to a 2. And on a directly unleash your powers on a 7 to 9, you get to pick one from the move.
I take something from her, namely her concentration on whatever she's doing.
Oh, that's wicked. Cool. So when you hit her, there is, again, yellow is her color because you're green, and I'm going with the primary color type deal and the whole Green Lantern. I'm just biting off of it as big as I can chew. And there's this spell that she had kind of launched ahead of time, like a stone skin, but it bounces it back. And so I need both of you, because you are participating in hitting her, to take a powerful blow. However, you have broken her concentration. And yeah. So let's have you guys take those powerful blows.
I am rolling plus conditions, which is currently 0.
Nice.
Me too.
I got a mid result.
Okay. So for armature, that's awesome. Your 5 means that you stand strong and weather the blow, and do get a potential for that. On a 7 to 9, Viridian, you can choose one: lash out verbally, give ground, or struggle past the pain and mark 2 conditions.
I'm going to so lash out verbally means, you know what? I'm going to lash out verbally, and I lash out verbally. Either I provoke someone to foolhardy action or take advantage of my influence to inflict a condition. Is that what it means? Yes. Okay. So that's complicated to me. I've never taken that option before. As I feel the tentacles sort of retreating from my arm, I turn and snap at Armature. I'm not your damn puppet. And then finish by saying, don't you have your own cousin to take care of? So I'm trying to provoke you to take foolhardy action.
Like,
nice. Roll up.
you know you're gonna, yeah.
Do I actually have to
miss
roll
that punch?
I think you should. I mean, it doesn't say capital P provoke, but I kind of like the idea, especially like to provoke someone move with PCs. So I wanted to.
Cool. Let me.
Cool. While you're working on that, there's a question in chat that I wanted to make sure. There was a suggestion, as we were talking about potential, there was a suggestion from YouTube comments about a custom rule of if you roll a fail in some games, in some home games, if you roll a fail, you get a potential, even if someone uses team to push you up to a mixed success. I want to check in with you guys. How do you guys feel about that? On one hand, it takes away the sting of that failure, which I've always felt like is the reason you get potential, but I can easily see that you had to depend on someone else to get it done. You still learn from it. So what are people's thoughts?
I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm good either way.
I mean, it makes it a bit
technically
simpler.
still cost something too. Yeah.
That's true. That's a very good point. It does cost something. Jan, what were your thoughts on it?
No, I mean, I was in favor.
You're in favor? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, then let's go ahead and say that is in effect. I will stick that in as a handout, just as a reminder for us. So if you ever roll a failure, even if a team move would push you past it, so you legitimately have to roll the failure, right? I don't want it to be like, well, if I hadn't had my +1 for my label, I would have failed. That's not what we're saying. We're saying if you roll the failure and someone from a team move or team pool boosted you up to avoid that failure, you still will get potential. Clear? Good. All right.
That's
so
fine.
Let's have you roll that provoke. Is that the provoke you just rolled?
Yeah.
That is the provoke I just rolled.
Sweet. So you say that about Hazit, and what we see is that you two together, while even though there was a reflexive back on the two of you, we see this big yellow shield that kind of comes up and dissipates. She still gets knocked to the ground. Mooncaller stands up, and she continues, her fingers moving in these intricate signals as she hisses out, she's done something to the barrier. And you guys hear this crack of stone, and it comes underneath, and all of Castle Blackstone shudders for a moment, and you see that all of the suits of armor in the hallway start moving, and you think you hear other things throughout the mansion begin to move as well. And Kavita starts giggling. Atlas, what do you do?
So that cracking noise, is that coming from downstairs?
Yes, it is.
I think Atlas wants to start rushing down.
Cool. And Seraph, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, are we in the haunted mansion portion of this fight? Sounds like suits of armor coming after us. Like, part of me wants to stay here and cover Mooncaller and Armature and Viridian, but also I just don't want Atlas to be all by himself in the castle.
What is up with this pattern of poor Atlas all by himself?
I'm gonna follow Atlas.
All right, sweet. We see a couple of panels of you guys bounding your way past, knocking over some of the suits of armor, and heading down this winding, hand carved, roughly hewn stone staircase headed down towards the area where you heard the loud crack. Loud crack. And the two of you come out, and you see that there is this drilling machine. It actually looks very similar to kind of device that the Undermountain King and the Mole Men of Halcyon City use, except it has been heavily modified, and you can see all of the tendrils of Project Diffuse, and you see that evidently this thing has been powered by Project Diffuse in order to get them here. And you see Hazit in his war machine armor, and he spots the two of you. There's like this wide open space in this cavern, and he is making his way away from you, kind of takes off and little jet boot things and starts taking off away from the two of you, and he screams out, "Diffuse, destroy them!" Cool. So we cut back upstairs to both Armature and Viridian, as Mooncaller is now trying to deal with the suits of armor that have somehow animated and are coming into the room. See her white bolts of energy that she's throwing towards them, and Kavita stands up. So what do you do?
I know what Armature's going to do.
Why don't you tell us?
Yes, I would like to unleash my powers to create a little, basically, magnet ball thing that I can just throw up in the air and will activate and just attract suits of armor.
Oh, nice. That sounds really cool. Go ahead and unleash those powers, you freak. I mean, capital F freak, like the label.
Well, it's I check this. Well, I'm actually a superior because I don't roll. I don't have to roll freak. Oh, good news.
Good news is
You
you get an XP. You could use some help. Is somebody going to help you?
I don't see a logical way in fiction for me to help Armature create a gadget on the fly.
The only thing I can think of, which you don't need to use the team move if you don't want to, but is just giving me a little bit more time to finish it. But
I could see that.
But yeah, I'm also fine with it being a full miss, because misses are great.
Yeah, no, I think I'm going to leave it stand for now, so that we have team for later when our asses are really getting kicked.
I love it. Sweet. So you create the magnet. A couple of the suits of armor are attracted to it, but then there are others that crawl over, and one of them grabs you, Armature, and starts slamming your head into one of the other suits of armor, and you see another one grab out a sword, and it starts to slice and hack away at your tendrils. I need you to take a powerful blow.
Of course I do.
Ouch.
Wow. That is an 11. Okay, on a 10 plus, choose one. You must remove yourself from the situation. You lose control of yourself or your powers in a terrible way, or two options from the 7 to 9 list. I'll give you a moment to think about that.
Yeah.
So, Viridian, you left Armature to her own devices. What are you doing?
I would like to, I think that it's what's good for the gander is good for the, what's good for the goose is good for the gander in this case. And I would like to animate. Oh, this isn't really one of my 5. So reconsidering. I'm going to use my magical force to make a hole in the floor for basically blow a hole in the floor underneath Kavita.
Nice. Sounds like you're directly engaging a threat, though. Does that feel right to you? I just want to make sure. Or
I can go. I was planning on. I was thinking I was dealing with the environment, but I can also see it as a direct attack.
No, I was 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I can be talked into it because you're using the environment against her and trying to overcome the threat. It doesn't actually physically harm her. You're not going fisticuffs, so I'm good with it. Go ahead and unleash your powers then.
Cool. That is a 9.
A 9. Okay, on a 7 to 9, I will tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary. Or you can mark a condition.
Well, I think it's easy enough for me to justify marking angry. So I shall mark angry.
All right, and then since we're talking about those things, as that works, and you hear a whoop as she starts to fall down, what are the options that you took, Armature?
I'm going to give a ground / an opportunity to the opposition, and I'm taking angry and guilty.
Dang. So yeah, we see a few of your tendrils get hacked up, and other of the armor's suits of armor start grabbing onto you and trying to keep you out of the fight. Like, it looks like it's less of them trying to kill you and more like they are trying to delay you. And so that happens. Then Kavita disappears as she drops down through a hole. She did not see that coming. These orthogonal choices are still working out. But yeah, Mooncaller is still here. And you see that the stone gargoyle from the teleportation thing bounds into the tea room, mashes its way, kind of opening up the doorway, and is coming for Mooncaller. So you can easily, Viridian, chase after Kavita, but then you're trusting that your mother can handle this gargoyle on her own. What do you do?
She's still working on a spell to try to keep the house's defenses intact.
Yes.
I assume. So I think I have to defend my mother.
Right. Go ahead and
I
roll.
will just step out in front of the gargoyle, hands outspread, and sort of just a Dr. Fate kind of shield.
That's so kick-ass. Love it. Love it. Cool. So go ahead and roll your defend, and then we're going to jump back to the face down with Project Diffuse.
I so missed. I missed really bad. I missed.
Sweet. Sweet.
They should
I
get
love
a
it.
lot of XP out of this.
Yeah, so much XP, so much XP. Cool. So we will cut away from that. You're bringing up the shield. The hand comes down like a hammer blow, and it pushes right through and is starting to hit you. We cut away as we turn a page, and we see Project Diffuse, all tentacles, like the tendrils. There's dozens of them coming after you, Atlas, as well as you, Seraph. And yeah, you see the angry red irises. Whoa, that was weird noise.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. And so, Seraph, what are you doing? I'm leaving things open, but I don't think that's fair. So I'm going to start calling people by name because I think it makes it a little easier. So, Seraph, what do you do seeing Project Diffuse here? And then on the other side of Project Diffuse and the giant drill machine is Hazit.
I mean, isn't Hazit running away?
Yeah, Hazit running away. Sorry, it wasn't clear with that, but is Hazit running away towards objective?
Mm-hmm. I will look to Atlas and then look back to Hazit. Huh?
He simply nods back at you.
I'll nod in return, and I'm going to take off after Hazit.
Nice. Get some flight. And I'm imagining yourself kinds of stalactites. Sorry, I had to do the mics run up the tights thing. But just stalactites there. And he's like, his jetpack, he's going through that, heading through this underground catacomb or caverns. I guess catacombs are for dead. So caverns is what I meant to say there.
Yeah.
And yeah, you need to unleash your powers, try to catch up to it.
All right. I don't think that I took any particular moment to affirm my heroic identity unless somebody has an argument with me about that. I'm not sure, but yeah, I don't think I did. So I'm going to be rolling flat.
Ouch. Is that exactly a 7?
Still good. It's exactly a 7.
All right. So is this unstable or temporary, or do you want to mark a condition?
Yeah, I think I'm going to mark a condition. I'm going to mark angry because Zeke has been screwing with my personal life specifically.
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
And, you know, even though technically it doesn't hurt Ashley Banner's life directly, it does associate Lisbeth, even though it's not really Lisbeth, with Seraph, and that's dangerous.
Yep, it's very dangerous. He is directly assaulting your secret identity. Good. So is this a thing where we see you like tackle him?
Yeah.
Awesome. So the panel is you bearing down, flying. He keeps trying to dodge out of the way. You finally grab hold of him. Your momentum sends him forward through a set of doors. You zip in, and we see that map room, which is Halcyon City map, like a 1-for-1. It's very magical. It's like the thing where you can see things moving around. You see stoplights changing. You see cars, ghost images of cars moving. And he slams down into a set of books, kind of fall down around him. And then we cut away to see what Atlas is doing with Project Diffuse. As Project Diffuse, see a few of the tendrils come up and try to catch Ashley, but you keep its attention, the majority of its attention, and so it's going to deal with you. And what are you doing as it starts wrapping its tendrils around you and squeezing?
I think I'm just gonna grab like a handful of, trying to grab a handful of the tendrils and then just smacking the rest of the tendrils with that.
Nice. Definitely directly engaging a threat. Let's see it.
What? A 14. Kapow.
Wow. Yeah, on a hit, you trade blows. On a 10 plus, you get to pick 2.
Let's have a look at the basic moves. I will definitely impress or frighten the opposition. And yeah, I think, I mean, I guess I'm taking something from them, like a piece of Diffuse itself.
Nice. So you start tearing into it, ripping tendrils, beating this thing down. We see a bunch of strategic tears in your suit. And of course, we'll have later the action figure battle damaged Atlas, which is like limited edition. So of course, it's part of the Black Collection. And yeah, you're hurting Project Diffuse. You can hear it squeal. There's little bits of oil that are squirting out and the like. And then we cut away to the gargoyle connecting with you, Viridian. It connects, it reaches up, it grabs you and throws you through the hole. And you go slamming down in. You see Kavita is standing up, yellow aura surrounding her. Oh, yes, with Tentacle Fist accessory. Absolutely. I love that. So you slam down into the ground. We'll say that this is, I don't know, what room is this in the mansion, in the kind of the subterranean part of the mansion or the basement area?
I think it's the wine cellar.
Oh, that's so cool. I love it. Glad I asked you. because I wouldn't have gone with something nearly as cool. It is not far from the map room. That is correct. So, bam, there are all these casks here, some ancient wines, and there is Kavita, and she's floating with her arms outstretched. And she says, cousin, come with me to the map room. Let me show you what you can do.
Oh, I'll be going to the map room, but not with you. And
she
then
arches a brow, and she's going to try to basically get the heck out of Dodge and head for the map room. What are you doing?
I am just going full bore magic blast.
Directly engage that threat,
at her.
Sweet.
I just realized something.
What's that?
Oh, no, it wouldn't have mattered.
Okay.
Did my roll show?
I do not.
There it is.
There it is. It just popped up. You got
That's
a
a
9.
nine.
All right. With a 9, you get to choose one. You guys are swapping blows.
I think because I've been fighting a little strangely up to this point, or not going straight at her, that I think I impress, surprise, or frighten because I acted quickly and I acted decisively.
Nice. Nice. I like it. Cool. So you go with this mega blast. It knocks her down to the ground. She skips across, smashes into a wine cask. It explodes. This wine explodes everywhere. And now she looks drenched and her aura is colored. And she goes from looking confident to slightly haughty to looking a bit worried. And you see that she reaches down, scoops up some of the wine in her hands, and flings it towards you. And it forms up this kind of icy barrier that she is throwing up in reaction. And now she's trying to basically close you off so that she can run forward to the map room. And she's not engaging in a fight with you. She is taking off. So we're going to cut away to Seraph. Oh, we haven't heard from Armature in a while. So Armature, there are all kinds of pieces of armor. Even when you rip one open, the hand will still be doing things as they're all trying to close around you in this big ball of metal, and all the magnets are helping them. You're getting crushed. What do?
I would like to kind of release all the tentacles from my body so they all just individually wrap around different pieces of armor and just squeeze Anaconda style. Everything.
That's crazy. You're definitely.
So I'd like drop to the ground yeah.
Oh wow, that is interesting and a desperate maneuver. I like it. I think you're unleashing your powers. Yes.
Yes, and nothing makes it a different type of roll. So. Oops, did that do something? No.
It looks like a hit. 3 plus 5 plus 1, so a 9.
Yes.
So is it going to be temporary or unstable, or do you want to mark a condition?
Let's make it temporary. So I do that and then just track everything back to me as quickly because I need to get moving. Nice. So here, this is what looks like. All of those tendrils wrap around, take out the pieces of armor, and you're laying there effectively helpless for a little bit as they start to crawl towards you. And you hear someone moving closer. And it is that gargoyle that stepped over top of you
And as you're watching, you see it start pounding on Mooncaller. This thing is bigger than Atlas, right? This thing is like 15 feet tall, and her aura, like her shield, is still up and is hammering through the shield. But you see it start to go from this like bright white to more of a translucent to like this thin soap bubble. And then the hand pushes through and it grabs her and it picks her up. And you can hear her call out with surprise and pain. And you have a few of your tendrils, but not all of them there. What do you do? You're muted.
As I see the kind of the force field kind of going down, there's a moment of like, I need to get downstairs, but this, I can't ignore it. That doesn't really work. Move. I want. I kind of want to unleash my powers.
Do you want this to be the cliffhanger for the episode? The issue?
That would be a pretty good cliffhanger.
Yes.
All right, cool. So that is what the last thing we see is her being crushed, and the like indecision on Armature's face for a moment. She knows she needs to get down to help out her friends, but she can't leave Mooncaller. She can't leave Armature's. She can't leave Viridian's mom, and so that is where we end. It's the exciting part 2 coming up next week. And then you turn the page, we see our letters column, turn the page, and there's one last page. And on our last page, we see, we hear the little onomatopoeia whoomp. And we see Safia and Cypher teleport and drop down onto a bed in an apartment, like a flat. And we have Cypher in his orange jumpsuit. He immediately starts trying to strip out of it, and Safia just lays on her back, and she's giggling. She pulled it off, right? And he sits up and he's playing. He goes, I can't believe you actually did that, Safia. That was a terrible idea. And she laughs and says, "Oh, shut up. You know you love it." And then he stands up and steps out of that, and he's in just a pair of like a wife beater and a pair of boxer briefs. In case you ask the question, Cypher is a boxer brief guy. He's not boxers or briefs. He's like a combo guy. And he turns and kind of bends down and cups her cheek, and then he kisses her. And there's this moment of joy on her face as she has pulled off this crazy heist. And then he pulls back, and the two of them smile at each other for a panel. And then there's this look of shock on Cypher's face. And you see these like tendrils of like black veins start to crawl up the sides of his neck. And he clutches up and he falls to his side. And Safia's up on top of him like, come on, Xander! And that's the end of our last page. So let's go ahead and do our end of session stuff, my friends. I know it's a cliffhanger, so it's a little weird, but we definitely have some interactions from the team that I think we can answer for. Let's start with Unisha. So Armature, did you grow closer to the team, grow into your own image of yourself, or grow away from the team?
Close to the team, I think. And I think the comfort and support I got from Atlas.
Nice. So Atlas, you get influence over Armature. Did you already have it?
Yes.
Sweet.
So let's come on. There it is. I think because you're going to save Project Diffuse, that's why you're coming here. So I'm going to up your savior. Down your mundane, because Because just, yeah.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Great.
Oh,
And
I'll quickly do my shame question while it's on me.
yeah, let's do it.
Oh, yes.
Did I take steps to make amends for my shame?
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Cool. I am an advanced +1.
Did you clear a condition or mark potential as a result of growing closer to the team?
I cleared a condition.
Awesome.
Got rid of angry.
Atlas, did you
Keeping
grow closer?
guilty.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just said I was keeping guilty.
Sure. That seems appropriate. I mean, it's earned. Atlas, did you grow closer to the team, grow into your own image of yourself, or grow away from the team?
I was considering away from the team, but the reason why they left him behind was to protect him, so closer.
Who made you feel welcome?
Seraph.
Nice. I like that little team up moment of you guys down in the caverns. I kept saying catacombs. Dang it. Sweet. So that means Seraph gets influence. I think you already had influence over Atlas. So you can shift his labels. And you may clear a condition or mark potential, Atlas.
I will mark potential. I don't have.
You are such an XP horse. Last 2 games. Love it.
I only got 2 XP this session.
Well, that's 2 more than the last 3 sessions before you. So, Seraph, where do you want to shift Atlas's labels?
Yeah, I think I'm going to shift Atlas's freak down and his superior up.
Oh, man. It's just going against what Mooncaller said.
Exactly.
Sweet. So now we'll go to Seraph.
You know, I think that I think I grew closer to the team because here we are going all in, trying to help varying team members with their problems, learning more shocking stuff about Atlas and his origins, which have been kind of like fuzzy in her head, where it's like, there's something wrong there, but I don't know what it is, and he's not talking about it.
Nice.
Just
And
that,
so,
that subtle perception of,
who made you feel welcome?
Did Armature get to shift my labels last session? I think it's been a while since Atlas has had that opportunity. I'm going to give it to Atlas.
All right. Are you clearing a condition, or marking potential?
I got that itchy feeling that I'm going to want to clear a condition. So I'm going to clear angry.
All right.
Also, important note, end of last session, I had reached enough potential for an advance. I unlocked my moment of truth. So all y'all know.
Hooray. Sweet. How are you shifting those labels?
I'm going to say for because I want to see see some fighting from I'm going to do danger up and mundane down.
A good choice.
Nice. And then last but not least, we have Viridian.
Radian grew closer to the team, and I think it's only fair to say that Unisha literally welcomed him into her pocket dimension. So that Unisha made Anil feel welcome.
Nice.
I imagine you already have influence. Oh, yeah, I imagine you do.
Yes.
So tell me what to do. And I'm going to clear a condition, Rich.
Okay.
Well, I think I'm going to put Superior up. But that means I have to... Oh. Because your mundane's locked. That's hard. I'll get back to you in a bit.
Okay.
All right. I would like to call just a quick 2-minute bio break and we'll do our feedback. And that's just selfishly for me. So I will see you guys in 2 minutes.
Yep, I will have an answer in 2 minutes.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, well, Paul's back. Yeah. I'm going to drop his Savior down 1 and his Superior up 1. Because he felt more, I don't know, goal-oriented rather than, you know, classical hero.
Cool. All right. My friends, let us quickly move through our normal roses and thorns. Who would like to lead off with thorns?
I left. It felt the right character choice for me, but I left Atlas back in the bubble.
Okay. Any other thorns?
I made the wrong choice on my additional question, where I should have asked if there was any information about Atlas.
Oh, it's like he's totally going to ask about the thing because Atlas made the thing and the thing. He's totally going to do that. Then I'm like, am I going to be that guy to like not give him the info because he didn't ask for it? Yeah, I think I am.
You made the right choice of pointing it out to the viewers.
Clearly, that's going to happen when you go to put the modulator back.
Sure. That sounds great.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna give that back.
Yeah, you're gonna return it. Of course you are. That's the right thing to do.
Or a
Hashtag.
dummy of it.
Oh yeah, that sounds much more likely.
All right. So thank you very much, Alex. Who'd like to go next for Thorns?
I mean, I was a bit torn on the leaving Atlas behind thing. On one hand, I was like, definitely want Atlas to, at some point, have to face against the what's it called? Yeah, the people who
Hanover
made.
Institute.
Yeah. But like then on the other hand, there was like the heartfelt discussion of like, yeah, no, we can't put him through that, and I was like, oh. So, but yeah, I mean, if I think that if there had been like an actual big scene there, then I would have been a bit upset not being there. But it was quick, so.
Yeah, I actually kind of made the choice of like, I'm not going to throw more obstacles here than the dice say we need to, specifically because I didn't want to keep you hanging in the lurch. So yeah, I'm glad that at least that aspect.
Kind of more morose.
Cool.
Like, that had it been handled differently, but you handled it well, so yay.
Yay. Sweet. So who would like to go next? Paul or Jen?
We're just going to stare each other down.
Yeah, no, I'll throw my head in the ring. It's fine. Goodness. This felt a little bystandery for me this session, but like it was still a really fun ride. Goodness, there's so much developing right now. You know, it feels like there's twice as much as we can do happening, which honestly feels really exciting and potentially rewarding. So it's sort of an observation more than a thorn. I'm going to take the easy way also and be like, we had a lot of sketchy internet issues this session.
Right.
Switch.
You
I mean, last time we lost Rich for like 10 minutes, so.
Stupid internet.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, Jen. Paul?
No. I, like with everybody else, a lot of the things that were potentially thorns are either come to fruition in longer term or that were handled well by all concerned. So I have no thorns.
Sweet. Well, do you have some roses? Because we do it in snake order.
Yes. I like very much like the description of Unisha's pocket dimension / sanctuary. I liked the interaction about the first time, about going to the Hanover Institute. I liked Atlas just laying it out bluntly and being honest about the reasons. I think it's easy. Sometimes it's much more interesting in media for people to keep stuff to themselves than it is in games, I think. And so I appreciated that was just there. And you have a situation at Shea Blackstone very, very fraught. So I applaud you for that. The stakes are quite high for Neil at least, but if they're going for the map room, that means something that's potentially citywide impact. So that's all.
Good. Yeah, when you laid that out there, I was like, oh goodness, that is just too cool. I really want to put a threat to that. So my rose, I'll sneak in real quick, is to say thank you for saying that exists. Cool, thank you. So we work up the line to Jen.
Oh goodness, there was a bunch of great stuff this session. I enjoyed the description of Venetia's pocket dimension. That was great. I love that we're throwing down in historic Castle Blackstone. There are a lot of different fronts and things going on in that fight, which is very, very dynamic and what I like most about fight scenes. Let's see. Seconding Atlas, just being like, no, here's the situation. Don't do it. It is not safe at the Hanover Institute. I look forward to some kind of moment of, I'm not going to call it calm, but a moment where we put our heads together and discuss, because that's a pretty big revelation. And I feel like something that can't go unaddressed for long. Goodness, what else was really good this session? We had some good interactions, felt quite fun. All in all, good session, guys. Yeah, I think that's running me out.
Awesome. Jan, it's actually went in order from left to right for this 5C. That almost never happens. So I keep checking my notes, but I'm like, no, it really is. It's Jan's turn.
I thought of one small thorn still. I forgot about my listener move, which would have made my piercing the mask for Anisha cooler. Because I could have let her ask a question, and then I could have asked an open question as well. And like, I thought about it later, and then I was like, yeah, no, trying to work it in now was weird, but have to remember to pierce the mask on my love and rifle more.
Yeah, as soon as you mentioned, I'm like, oh, because I try as a DM.
I mean, I forgot.
I try to go through people's moves to remind myself of like, oh yeah, this is a cool thing. Let's see if we can angle towards that, And I didn't like the listener thing. As soon as you mentioned, I'm like, oh crap, that sounds awesome.
What I liked was just I mean the discussions and the interactions with about the Hanover Institute and opening up a bit about my background through that. I definitely like the fight scene. It's very interactive, lots of stuff going on. People all over the place. I definitely also enjoyed the moment where Seraph was like Jen kind of wanting to describe what she, and I was already like, no, Atlas nods, because I already know what you want to do, and it was like, yeah, there was that connection between the characters that somehow also
just that one quiet look.
Yeah, just
like in a comic or in cinema, it would be really easy.
Yeah,
but like writing or speaking about it's rather difficult.
Exactly, and it was cute that you didn't. Yeah, like you wanted to describe what you wanted to do. I was like, no, I know what you mean. Go.
That was, to me, that was our fastball special moment, and that tickles me and makes me very, very happy. So, yay. Good. Anything else, Jan?
No, that was it.
Alex.
Okay, after all things have been taken, I think I'd like to mention the little scene between Ashley and Elizabeth with the asking out to the prom. Was it prom?
Homecoming.
Homecoming, yeah.
Yeah.
Homecoming.
Sorry. Yeah. I see her saying yes, but it
Homecoming.
wasn't even that.
Yeah, I really like that little scene. Nice little bit of flavor to the relationship.
Oh, good.
Romantic and not romantic at the same time. That's very nice. I like the fact that we got to keep the. I feel like we got to keep the rivalry kind of between Atlas and Armature, while at the same time bringing them kind of close together emotionally. It was kind of a both at the same time. She's being considerate / inconsiderate. All at the same time. She's multitasking. And just that we got, I'll just again, that we got more into Atlas's stuff.
Yeah, I really enjoyed today's session. I didn't see the involvement of the Hanover Institute that quick, and I was so excited when you as a player, Alex, are like, I'm going to push on this thing, and this is a good logical point. And that's great player instincts to say, this is the thing we've led to. I as a player going to come up with reasons to go there, prod, and thanks for reminding us that Dr. Solace was an ally, because that really changed the tenor of the relationship with the Hanover Institute. It makes it, in my opinion, a lot more nuanced and interesting. And I didn't have a justification for it other than I had notes that she was friendly towards Armature, and now we know, hey, she owes you guys. So whenever Hanover Institute's being shown to her to be doing a thing with Atlas, that's going to be a conflict that I think is going to be interesting. The basketball special moment was super, just you guys mind melding there, and yep, I know what you want. It was great. And I really liked Viridian's intensity and how, Paul, you sold that the stakes are pretty high here. Kavita is hitting you where you live. And the normally open thing of a Daioshi comes here, and this neutral place where nobody's gonna F with Castle Blackstone. Kavita violating that is pretty serious, and I like that you made sure that we all knew this is not good. This is not good at all. Rather than just me having to tell, you get to show it rather than me having to tell it. And I appreciate that a lot. This was super good. I really enjoyed.
I add one more Rose that from what you were saying reminded me of it was all Anil's coming at Kavita from angles she's not expecting, with the punch and such. I really like that as well.
Yes, the orthogonal attacks was really fun. Thank you for pointing that out. That was really clever and super interesting. And I'm going to call all the way back to one of the things we opened with. I really enjoyed seeing Anil and Ruby and that homecoming thing, and then us getting to see it from a more mature as in they've been together for longer, not that they're older, but more mature relationship of how Ashley and Elizabeth handle that. So that was pretty fun. And of course, seeing as how Atlas will have to be asked, we all know what's coming soon there. So pretty excited about that. I guess Armature, I don't know. I guess you have to be the DJ or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I can form Project Diffuse into a so high figure, and
Project Diffuse wearing an overcoat to look. And, yep.
I see that I've got to stage an intervention here. Maybe just a one-on-one intervention.
Don't build golems.
What is homecoming, Mama?
You are
No
not
boyfriend
allowed to
golem
build
for you.
yourself a date.
Be like, okay, Unisha, you have a list of like 6 people, and we're going to arrange them in priority order, and then we're going to try and get you to ask them out to homecoming.
I look forward to it.
Good.
Hey, Rich, I had a quick thought,
Yes.
if you don't mind. A way
Go
that
for it.
we could possibly have our guilt for not looking around in character while we were have our guilt in character for not looking around while we were at the Hanover Institute is that I just remembered that Ashley took pictures on her cell phone, but wasn't necessarily paying attention at the time to what she was taking pictures of.
Well, thank you for that gift. I think that'll be a
Yep.
nice little thing to reveal.
She was just grabbing what's there in case it becomes useful later, because sometimes she's smart.
Nice move, Paul. Way to let us back into the thing. That makes me happy. Thank you. All right. Well, folks, we have to bring this to a close in a week, so we will see you guys a week from now. And I don't know, the first Sunday of February is possibility of, I know Paul's here for half, and Jan, you may or may not. So we'll talk about that. We may skip. We'll see what's up. I will be in Minneapolis that week coming back. I'll be back on Friday, but who knows how I'll feel. I'll probably feel fine other than cold. And so we'll check in. Don't worry about that. We're definitely going to finish this up next week. So thank you guys so much. Have a good afternoon or evening.
Thank you, guys.